Hi, it's Mark Owen from Moose Marketing and PR, the editor of Punchline magazine. Today I'm joined by Rob Lister, Director of Lister Unified Communications. Welcome, Rob, to Punchline Talks. Really great to see you again. Rob, let's be honest, it's been a terrible year for many, many businesses. How have Lister Unified Communications got on this year?
Morning, Mark. Yeah, it's like lots and lots of business. Has been a really, really interesting year. Lots of ups and downs. At the outset, we, like everyone, were as baffled and confused about which way we're going to go. But we had a lot of customers who desperately needed to react fast as well and move their comms to enable home working with their IT, with their telephone systems, and become much more flexible. So, we were busy. We were busy right from the outset, and particularly busy in the medical practices sector around Gloucestershire, which we work with a number of the leading practices who needed desperately to ramp up their comms to be able to deal with doctors and nurses being on the phone all day, every day, as opposed to the traditional ways they'd worked. So there was lots of work at the outset, gearing them up for more capacity, more lines, more phones, more just flexibility in the way they worked. So that was a really exciting period for us at the outset. Since then, it was pretty, we went into the steadiness of it after that. But now I'd say things are starting to come back. We're seeing more than green shoots. People are having to get on. We're in 2021. We've lived with this for the best part of 12 months. We can't make excuses. We need to get on and do it. And I think that's being reflected in companies just saying, let's make decisions. Let's go.
So what's going to be the big thing in telecoms in 2021 then? What's going to happen? What's the changes?
Well, I think the changes, started, last year with the flexibility of home working, of video-led telephony, a phrase you and I, Mark, would have not thought about 2 years ago, but now we're not just doing it, we're doing it across multiple platforms. We Zoom, we Team, we Microsoft, or we FaceTime, we use Horizon Collaborate. I think that's the first big change, that came. That will get bigger, more consolidated. We'll get better at it. And I think, video-led telephony will be the big part of, what we do going forward in the way we all conduct our business. Where I think it comes into play is, we've also learning that internet access is the key to doing this well, from not having the old, 1980s mobile phone jittery conversation, the equivalent of that in video. You need good bandwidth, and better bandwidth is becoming more and more available. Fiber to the premises broadband, fiber to the cabinet, private Ethernet, big boy broadbands, Ethernet connections. They're all there, and they are all fundamental parts of our comms as we're looking to become more cloud-based, home-based, remote-based. And, if it would be my message this year, just spend the money. It's, invest in the best broadband you can get, and keep reviewing it. Keep reviewing it for what's out there.
What about the telephone systems that we're all using as well? Do you see a change in that? And also the mobile systems, obviously the mobile companies are bringing out new products all the time, but what about that for you guys?
Yeah, they're both big parts of our business. We've seen fundamental shifts in the last 12 months, 2 years, towards cloud-based telephony. Traditionally, the on-site phone system manufacturers, were led by the global electronics companies, Panasonic, Samsung, Toshiba. And interestingly, in the last 12 months, all three of those have withdrawn from the market. Panasonic, who are the world's #1 phone system maker, decided they're going to start a 2-year slow wind down to get out of the business. That's just a reflection of how far we've shifted from on-premises, on-site equipment over traditional phone lines to cloud-based phone systems, using internet as the primary access. So that will continue to change, driven partly as well by Openreach's plans to bring an end to the old PSTN lines over the next few years. So I just see more and more of that going on. More of us will convert to cloud and VoIP and IP telephony, which brings me back to the need for really good internet access to drive those products. I think what you'll also see is a bit more of a consolidation. At the moment, we're doing it through a hodgepodge. In the last 12 months, we've just grabbed anything we can, a bit of Teams, a bit of Zoom, a bit of WhatsApp, redirect our phone systems. Over the next 12 months, I think we'll look much more closely at integrating the phone system, the collaborate, the video conferencing, the mobile access, all into one piece, one supplier, just so we get a continuity of service and a much more simplified route to delivering all these services. And that happens because we're now comfortable with the core concepts of it.
And for Lister itself, looking ahead for 2021, last year turnover was 6 million, 40 staff. Do you feel that's going to be similar, or do you think you'll be able to tread water, see through this year, 2021, and then grow it from there?
I think in reality, that's our ambition, is to, tread water, hold the line, keep it together for the next 12 months, and then be ready to push hard thereafter. We've got to be realistic. Business is finding it tough. We're all finding it tough out there. So to have ambitious growth plans in this marketplace as it is probably not something we're looking at this moment in time.
Rob, it's always great to talk to you. Thanks ever so much for taking part in Punchline Talks today, and I'll catch up with you very soon.
Thanks, Mark.
Cheers.